So I have a tarantula. Now tarantulas, like other spiders, eat insects, so they're very important. But they are very laid-back animals. They're very calm and not inclined to bite. I've been handling tarantulas for 20 years, and I've never been bitten by a tarantula because I've always handled it very gently. In general, animals who are not afraid are not going to bite you. Tarantulas have a very good sense of smell, and he can smell through his feet that he's on my hand, the same familiar hand. He said, oh, I've been here before. I don't have to worry when I'm smelling this. So he's just fine. If you were to get confused, if I somehow were to handle him roughly or too fast, and he got afraid and bit me, I would say ow, because the fangs are sharp. But I wouldn't have to go to the doctor. Their venom is not particularly harmful to people. It's not like black widow venom. But that's never happened to me. And I do love to talk about tarantulas because they're visible spiders and they're so important. So I'm going to bring him up. Now that's the back end. I'll talk about that in a minute. It's a little bump, a little dark bump kind of in the front. And those are all 8 of his eyes. So they have very tiny eyes. My guess is that since they live in burrows under the ground, they only have to sense if a shadow comes overhead, if it's a predator or something like that. I don't think they can see detail very well at all. And I'll show you the back end of him. If I can get this right. Hello, there. It's kind of bald. Well, when he sheds again, sheds his exoskeleton, because he's an arthropod. Arthropods all have exoskeletons. They don't have bones inside. They have their hardest parts on the outside. And when he sheds and climbs out of his old one and has a new one, he'll have new hairs back there. Why does he need those hairs? Well, out in the wild, that is his defense. If a predator comes along, like a coyote or a fox, he will sense it and use his back legs to flick those hairs off, and they float into the air. They don't shoot their hairs. They can't do that. But they can flick them off, and those hairs have a little chemical and a little barb in them you can't even see. They get into your skin and really burn. So if it got into the eyes or nose of a predator, that predator would be out of there really fast. So it's a pretty good defense. So this is a male tarantula. He, unfortunately, is only live a couple more years probably because male tarantulas only live 7 or 8 years. Females might live 20 or 25, maybe even more. I know, guys, that's not fair, but that's just the way it is. So I wanted to share this guy. Just to help people see that, you know, he moves slowly. They're just calm, nice animals. Now, even if you picked one up in the wild, you probably wouldn't get bitten, but I'm not encouraging you to do that because it's not respectful to the wild animal. When we see wild animals, if we're outside or hiking or walking, well, lucky us. But we need to just look at them. Listen if they're making noises. Go home and learn about them if you want and love, but always leave them alone. And we don't feed wild animals ever, except maybe if you want to put up a bird feeder that you keep nice and clean, because they get the food that they should have. The food we give them probably isn't helpful to them, isn't healthy, and they might lose some skills. All of us, as people, as mammals, as human beings, as residents of the earth, can appreciate all the animals that live there and know that whether we have fur or hair or feather or fin, all of us are kin. Thank you very much.